Hey friends, today I am diving into mixed media card making. I'll be combining some of my favorite elements like stamps, ink pads, stencils, shimmer paste, some splatter, and even a gel plate to create a truly unique card. Actually, two cards. I'll walk you through each step and share tips along the way, so let's get inky. The stamp set I'm going to be using today is called Vintage Blooms. It is a large stamp set. It has coordinating dies with it that are already detabbed, which I truly appreciate. But before I use this set, there are a few things I want to point out with it. So there is a line there that I'm pointing to that would allow you to create a postcard on the front of your card. Of course, all these gorgeous sentiments and images. I'm also going to be digging out my gel plate. So I have a 5x7 gel plate and I keep it in this storage tin. Now, I couldn't find that actual particular tin, but there is a larger one that I'm going to link down below. I'm also bringing out some Hammermill cardstock that I have cut to 5.5 by 8.5. I always have a bunch right on hand because sometimes once you get creating, it is hard to stop. The two colors of ink that I'm going to be using is a Tropic and Gingerbread. Now, I placed a piece of cardstock down over on the right-hand side. That is going to be kind of my roll-off paper, which usually ends up being my favorite. So I pressed some of the Tropic ink down onto the background. It doesn't have to be perfectly laid out because once we take the brayer over it, it smooths it out. And then I rub off excess ink onto that scratch paper. But like I said, I normally end up using that scratch paper because I love that kind of uneven look of it. So going into this project, I knew that this would be the paper that I would end up using. But typically, what you would do is take another piece of cardstock and place it over your gel plate and just firmly press over the top to pick up the ink, which created a really nice smooth background. So I will save that. I'm actually going to print on both sides to pick up any of that excess ink. But now I'm going to come in with another color. So this is gingerbread. I'm just going to sporadically place it in the corners. And then I'm going to pick up some of that ink with my brayer. Now, this brayer is a pretty large brayer. I have no idea where I got it. It's been in my stash for years, but I did link a similar one down below. It's just a little bit smaller. So I picked up that gingerbread ink, rolled it off onto that scratch paper. I love that vintage look with it. I did finish rolling out the ink to even it out, and I picked it up with the gel plate so you can see that it left quite a bit of an impression on my paper. And I'm fine with that. Like I said, I am going to save this cardstock for a future project. Now, normally you could keep going and create more prints or just different variations, but I was happy with what I had. So I'm just going to clean my gel plate off. Now, this is actually made of like a gel material. I'm not a professional at using a gel plate, but I do enjoy playing with it. And I found the best way for me to clean it is using hand sanitizer and a paper towel. That may or may not be the correct way to do it. That's what's worked for me. I've done that for years, and my gel plate is still in great condition. So now I have two pieces of cardstock that I can always work with. But like I said, I am going with the one that I actually was using as like a scratch paper. And I'm going to be using this thank you text background stamp. This is a clear stamp. I took it off of the carrier sheets and I placed it down to my work surface. So the text is facing up. Then I'm inking up just one small area with that gingerbread ink. I am actually removing quite a bit of ink with my paper towel. Again, doing that sporadically, and then I'm going to flip my cardstock over and stamp on it. I really like that scattered look. I didn't want it to stamp perfectly. And I just continue working the stamping and kind of turning the cardstock for different orientations. Now, because my cardstock is cut to 5.5 by 8.5, and I can really get two panels out of this. So I am trimming it in half. So I'm cutting it at 4.25. I wasn't originally going to create two cards, but I did really like how both sides of these cardstock pieces turned out. Now I want to do the stamping, and I like to use the stamp set itself to kind of figure out where the stamp is going to go. Then I can take this over to my Misty stamping tool. I am using a Misty sticky mat inside to hold my cardstock down because I knew some of this large stamp was going to hang off of the edge. So once I found that perfect placement, I'm picking up the stamp with the door of the Misty. Be super careful because sometimes if your ink is still wet on your background, you could unintentionally rip your paper a little bit, especially with a brand new stamp. So I inked that up with a Versafine ink, going to stamp that down, and it is very bold for an image. You could go with maybe a dark brown if you prefer, but I really do like that black on the background. Plus, I am not done with this background yet. I'm kind of throwing everything but the kitchen sink at it tonight. And since I had everything lined up, I just brought in that second background and I'm going to stamp that in the Versafine ink as well. So these cards are going to be pretty similar to each other. To remove the cardstock from that sticky mat, all you need to do is kind of fold that sticky mat in half, and your cardstock will just start kind of popping up and peeling away. So since I had my Misty out, I'm going to go ahead and do some more stamping. I brought one of the backgrounds back in, and there is this little, oh, what do they call it? I'm going to call it a postage mark because I can't remember what to actually call it. I'm going to place it down in that bottom corner. And I started by inking it with, I think I did cookie dough ink. So it's a lighter brown. Stamped it there. And then I added a little bit of that Tropic ink. So it has a very kind of patina look to it. And I did that for both of them. Again, it just all worked since everything was already set up. I didn't really change anything between the two cards. I also have a paper towel off on the side that I use to kind of dab up any ink to give it more of that kind of vintage look to it. Now, since I had my Misty out, I'm going to go ahead and stamp my sentiment. Both of them are going to have this thank you greeting on there. I loved the combination of the fonts, and I have a thank you text background stamp. So that is why I kind of stuck with the thank you sentiment. Now, a lot of what I am going to add to these backgrounds is absolutely optional. I decided to bring in some of this shimmer relief paste from Altenew, and I'm using a honeycomb stencil from Simon Says Stamp. So I am putting on there, I believe this was brushed pyrite. I thought that color kind of went nice with the rest of my background, and I'm putting this up in that open corner because there was a lot of space up there. So I'm just kind of really doing another scattered look. I don't want anything to look neat and perfect, honestly, on this card front. Now, I am not even really waiting for the backgrounds to dry. I pop them right over to my splat box and I'm going to add splatters. So the first thing I'm doing is white acrylic spray from Hero Arts. I mixed it with just a dab of water and adding the white splatters over the background. Again, totally optional. I love the look of splatters. But then I'm going to step it up even more and add some more shimmer to this. This is the Golden Hour Solar Spray, and I'm really only spraying that up where my stencil is to kind of really enhance that shine. Now, on one of the cards, I do get it on the black ink. It kind of dimmed the stamped image a little bit, but I'm totally okay with that because it's a mixed media card and I was really having fun experimenting with these different mediums. Now, I'm going to pause the video here for just a second because in this case, the camera actually does pick up that solar spray a little better than the actual pictures do. It matched so well with that brushed pyrite in the background, and it just added a nice hint of shimmer. Off screen, I die cut out the sentiments using the coordinating die, and I also die cut them out two more times for each sentiment using just plain white cardstock. I'm adding liquid glue to the top of each of those layers, and then just picking up the actual stamped sentiment and gently picking up each of the layers. And then I have that wiggle room to get them in perfect placement and let them sit under an acrylic block. Now, I want to start putting my card together, and I don't have a lot of patience for dry time, so I am speeding up that dry time with my heat tool. The layout that I decided to go with for these cards is kind of having a strip down the middle of my card front. So all I'm doing is trimming off about a quarter of an inch on each side. So what they will end up measuring is about 3 3/4 by 5.5 inches. It'll leave me a white border on each side. I am popping up each of the panels using the foam tape from Altenew. And then after I remove the backing of the foam tape, I'm going to place these on side folding card fronts. Now, one of the cards I think I actually kind of placed on slightly crooked, but I'm not redoing anything. I'm going to leave it as is and just hope that nobody notices. Then I'm going to add a liquid glue behind my stacked sentiments and add them to the front of the card right in that area I found was just kind of a nice little tuck in place for it, I guess. Would a nice little pocket is a good word for it. So that finishes off both cards. That was actually pretty quick. And I really did not have a solid plan going into this video. I just knew I wanted to have fun playing with the different mediums. Now, you don't have to use as many products as I did on one card project. You could stop at two or three, but it's just really fun to kind of dive in and experiment and really get to know your products. I will have all of my supplies linked down below in the video description and over on my blog. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope this has inspired you to try something new and get a little messy with mixed media in your card making. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss any future crafty inspiration. Happy crafting!